I am Kathy Costa, your host today. And I know we have Robert and Stacey with us today as our guests for this episode. They do a lot of different things. Usually we always do like a little bit of a lot though, but they've been doing this for like eons. So there's a lot that they do. So we're going to try to cover as much as we can. So we'll just get started on what got me interested in speaking with them first. I know they do a lot of flower essence, and they do offer this to a wide range of customers though within North America. So we'll just get started with that. How did you guys get started with the Healing Flowers essence?
So it really came out of my journey with Lyme disease and also being a psychic, medium, and medical intuitive. And it really started even like as far back as when I was 3 of communicating with plants and plant whispering and being an animal communicator. Like that was a very natural thing because I come from a multi-generational psychic family and healing family, and I get it from both sides. So it was really more of a way of life for us, but where it really came into play was I was misdiagnosed with Lyme disease and co-infections for more than 26 years.
Oh, goodness.
And it got to the point that I was so sick that they turned to me, the head of infectious diseases, head of the department, mind you, said, well, we know you're medical intuitive, so we're going to let you pick the first 5 places we're going to biopsy, because clearly you're very sick, and we don't know what else to do.
Wow.
And I figured, and I thought about it, and I'm like, with all their alphabets behind their name, that's the best that they could offer me after 26 years. So I know I say it casually. It was a big choice. Yeah. It's not easy to say, but I fired them all, and I went home to die or figure it out.
Yeah.
Actually expecting to die. At that time, they gave me 3 months to 3 years, and now it's been, 17, 18 years now, at least. Well over that. Yeah. And Bob came into my life too, and he's been the technology support for it. But as a psychic, I've learned over the years, don't argue with spirit.
Really?
So I was finally at those crossroads. I was exhausted from the Lyme disease and the different infections and everything. And spirit was like, no, you need to go do this training for flower essences, and really working with the healing power of flowers. And I was like, what the hell do I have to do that for?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've learned enough over the years, because I've also been training in the psychic field and since I was 13. Yeah. So I really started, spirit called me when I to start studying with the Edgar Cayce Foundation and the Association for Research and Enlightenment, and I've trained over the years. Yeah. That's a very long time. Yeah. So it's not that I haven't been doing that. And so they told me to go do this training, and I've learned to not argue. Otherwise, spirit will throw bricks at your head. Yeah. And I've had that happen.
Yeah, I was just going to say almost literally.
Yes. Like I used to, prior to that, I used to be hold the mind-body C on a wellness board at one of the Beth Israel Deaconess hospitals for more than 4 years. Yeah. So I was one of the ones who brought Reiki into the hospitals. Yeah. So, and that was back in the mid-90s, at that point, early mid-90s, and I was a Reiki master teacher and doing all that. So I learned the hard way, don't argue. So I was the weirdo going to do flower essence certification training, and they're like, well, why are you here? Everybody had all these other particular, I'm like, I don't have a damn clue. I'm here because Spirit told me to, and I'm just listening.
I'm sure you had a few chuckles, though, because I'm sure a lot of them understood.
Well, it turns out he didn't want to own up to it, but my instructor was a channel.
Okay.
So it worked out well, and I'm also a channel. When I'm in the psychic realm, they call me the Rose Goddess Oracle. I do many different forms of divination, but I channel a collective that identifies themselves as 7, but they're 3,000 different beings.
Okay.
So I know better. I got a big team that will kick my fanny if I don't listen.
So is the 7 like the Abraham consciousness?
It's on that idea.
Okay.
It's a collective. So when I sit down with people, which is to give people an idea of how it's different, I'm not pumping clients for information. I really don't care what their question is, but I try to spend time crafting why are they really here. And there's a big difference between what they want and what they need, and I try to hold space to make sure we cover both instead of them waiting till the timer goes off and then, well, what I really needed today. So I want that like right up front, but the other reason I do it is I'm a cosmic hub. That's a lot of beings to go through. So to be as efficient as possible and to make the best use of my obscenely large skill set and all my beings is to try to connect what they need, what they want, with the correct being. So if I have to call somebody up, then I know how to do it. So that's why it's really important for the way I work to clarify what their information is.
Okay.
So I went, and in the course of doing my flower essence certification training, I'm listening to all these other people and the symptoms and everything. I'm like, my God, that's me. I've got this and I've got that. I'm like, so that's really kind of how it came to be. And that was exactly where I needed to be to save my own life. And I was one of the practitioners who went on to specialize in doing the Lyme protocol and working with that. So it's been an amazing journey, not an easy journey by any stretch of the imagination, because one of the things with Lyme disease is in all the years I've been working with people, I've really found, and this is just my opinion, that it's a call to healing. The longer you resist changing your life, the more the organism is going to drill in and mutate and force you to slow down. It tends to be, there's always an exception to the rule, but generally speaking, the energy signature personality is a type A personality who attracts it. Or somebody who's had a tremendous amount of trauma that causes that same type of energy signature, and it could also be the same with pets. So pets that have been like race dogs, that type of high pressure environment, or people like pets could have owners that are executives, high power people. It causes a vibrational imbalance that the ticks are attracted to because that's the energy signature. It's an imbalance. So being a type A personality is not the problem. It's when you're burning the candle at both ends in the middle, it's a vibrational imbalance. And that's what the flower essences do. And just for clarification for everyone, flower essences are liquid vibrational remedies. They're in the field of quantum medicine. So it's about energy. It's not aromatherapy, even though I do that as well. Aromatherapy is more physical and about the aroma, the smell, and the physicality of it. The flower essence is working with the healing potential of the flowers. They're getting ready to reproduce. That is one. There's all the energy is concentrated in the plant. So we're taking that and capturing it, and it helps put people back into balance. So our company logo is a yin-yang symbol, but with the flowers instead of the typical symbol for like yin-yang. And the reason for that is it's a representation of what I do. So one half are the flower essences. They have a divine intelligence. The flowers know what to do. The other half is the person who's a sentient being. Your body knows what to do with it. I put the two together, and the inner ring around the yin-yang is what I do as a practitioner. So with flower essences, you could buy some over the counter. There's some that I make that you could buy over the counter. Then there's custom ones, which is also what I do. And when you work with a practitioner, I'm that outer ring of the circle. So when I give somebody and I put them on the table and I've determined what is the correct, using my intuitive abilities and talking, because I do talk to the plants too and talk to the remedies, to find out what is going to help fix this vibrational imbalance in somebody so they can return to healing. So to give you another example, in the case of like breast cancer energy signature imbalance is the breasts are about nurturing. So we're going after, I'm not going after a pathology, I'm going after the imbalance that caused it in the first place. So I really deal with root cause.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what I'm doing. So then as the practitioner, I'm giving them on the table, I'm giving the person the remedy, and then I'm holding that space on the table. It's not like Reiki because I can't push anything through me. I'm holding it. So it's a very different thing. If I try to do that, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
I have to stay out of the way and hold that sacred space, and then I'm watching as the person has the blockages as they clear. And then when it reaches halfway through their body, then I move to their feet, and I'm holding that space to make sure that that transmission finishes all the way. And again, it's about the two working together.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about the quantum medicine that you were referring to?
That
That's
is the
the whole-
flower.
okay.
That is the flower essence,
Okay.
and it comes out of like homeopathy is the
Okay.
same thing.
Oh,
So we're
okay.
using a minute amount
Oh,
of a
okay.
substance,
Okay, gotcha.
broken down, and the quantum medicine, it's in a subcellular energetic form. So that's really where you're coming in. And Bob, who's amazing at the research and technology, you can jump in if you want to on the quantum medicine. Like he's amazing at that. He's like really our R&D guy in the office, but it's really the energetics. So because we also deal with homeopathy too. So
Okay.
and help people with sleep and menopause and other issues in a vibrational and energetic way. So in the case of people that can't sleep, insomnia, what is the homeopathic remedy for that? It's coffee. Why? To just so people can understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So coffee, if you take it in a large dose, what's it going to do? It's going to cause insomnia. It's going to keep you awake.
Okay.
When you take it and you break it down hundreds and hundreds or thousands of times, it gets in at the quantum level, subcellular level, and has your cells remember what sleep was like. So it's activating that switch in your body to remember what it's like. So it does kind of the opposite.
Yeah.
And the same with homeopathy, it uses a energy signature pattern. So it's a doctrine of signatures, they call it. We use that in flower essence as well. So flower essence come from the next evolution out of it. So how does that translate to flowers? I explained it with the coffee. With flowers, we look at the shape of the plant. Not only do I talk to it, but an example of that would be like bleeding heart.
Okay.
You look at it, so what do you think that's going to help with? It's going to help with a broken heart.
Okay.
Somebody with grief, going through emotional upset, very heart chakra. And the same, like with lungwort, the leaves look like lungs. So if you look at the signature of what the plant looks like or its properties, it will tell you how it will help put the person back into balance. Again, I'm not a doctor. I don't treat, cure, diagnose anything. I'm legally not allowed to do that, but I am allowed to help people on the vibrational level with their energetics put themselves back into balance.
Huh. Interesting. Very interesting. Now, how does the research get tied into all this? that he
So
does?
when as a medical intuitive, I also work with Bob. Bob and I are interchangeable on this. So if I'm working with somebody supporting them with the Lyme disease, I'm gonna.
He might feel a little different about the being.
some things.
Okay.
Some things we do,
Well,
some
you
things
can
we have.
we each have our specialties too.
Yeah.
But Bob, I'm going to let him talk about his imaging. We have a biofield system, we have an aura system, and even though as a psychic, I can see people's auras and I look for that. Sometimes I can
Yeah.
see the organisms. Lyme shows up as green to me. It actually does. Other organisms show up as red or yellow. So I can see that, but where people have holes, I can see that as well. But that doesn't mean that somebody who can't, they could think I'm just full of baloney. I'm being polite. So we actually have technology in the office, and this is where Bob is amazing at. So we use our technology and our systems. So I have a concrete way that's painless, that isn't exposing them to anything harmful, to show them images of this is what you actually look like when we start. And then, because again, some people are not connected to their bodies. A lot of people have a lot of trauma and other things. They aren't aware of what we've done and how the needle has changed and how they're feeling. This is where we send them back to Bob again after a period of time, and then he can really re-image them, and we can say, this is it. A picture's worth a
The
thousand
physical
words.
proof of
This is
it,
what you looked like, and then this is what you look like
Yeah, almost
now.
like the logic end of stuff, though. Like sometimes we need that on the basic level, though, for the physical side of stuff, like the logic and like, okay, the C is the pudding. The proof in the pudding is that's what it's called. So
Right.
that's where he comes in for a lot of that stuff, the before and the after.
Yeah, they don't
Right.
need to take my word for it.
Right. Again, it's just you're looking for something on more of the physical plane that you can actually look at, because a lot of people are still stuck with the scientific method, and the scientific method is slowly getting up there, but it takes time and it's very, very slow. I mean, science will actually agree with the heart field. They've detected the field that your heart generates around your body. There's a whole site on it, and it's not just like, well, someone detected, they felt that you had a heart field. No. They've actually detected it with scientific equipment.
Yeah.
And they can speak to it and say that it does exist. And so these are the things that that are important, that people begin to realize that there is more than just what we think there is. It really is. And so the aura is a biosensor which allows to pick up multiple different aspects of energy from the person, and then display that on a screen and show them how their aura, their chakra, their yin yang, their masculine and feminine energy.
Does that show up as like the colors or like traditional aura photography, or is it different than that?
It shows up using the standard colors for aura and for chakra, and they get to actually watch the energy live. So
Okay.
while their hand is on the system, they're watching how they interact with their energy, and what they think, what they feel affects their energy, and how they go and move with it.
Okay.
And that's important for them to understand, because sometimes they begin to learn that what I think, your aura and your chakra it's a representation of what you create. You create it, it doesn't create you. So it is a direct reflection of you.
Yeah.
Moment by moment, whatever you think, whatever you feel, that is you. Probably the best way to think of your aura is really think of your aura as like an energetic skin.
Okay.
It does all the same things your skin does for your body, it does energetically for you.
Okay.
And you can really extend past that point to you can also call your aura a mood ring. How you
I
feel,
can see that, yeah.
how you feel both physically, emotionally, and mentally gets projected from your system into your field. That's how aura people see it. That's how they, those that can see the field can see the differences from what normal is.
So you can actually, so you have the technology to show all this stuff for people.
So that, and right then I have the biofield, which allows you to actually, this is all about the energy that's projected from your system in light.
Okay.
So you pick it up with a regular camera, and the software looks beyond what you can normally see in the CCD and shows you the other energy that's actually coming from you.
So you said in the
field.
CCD?
Right, the camera. The camera, the little chip that actually captures the image, they call it a CCD.
Okay.
And that actually is what picks up all the information in the light, but there's far more than what we can see.
Yeah. Okay.
And so the software is able to actually filter out to other aspects of energy that shows how your actual field is projecting. And so, like, people who are not in good shape with their energy, it will come around their body and it will like come in like that. It should align, but it may not, or it may they may actually run away from them, and they are draining energy into the ground. So their energy is out of alignment. You can see with the image, you can see their third eye, you can see the heart chakra, the throat chakra, and this is all just from the energy of looking at them through the camera light.
So you can actually see the energy going down away from them?
No, you can actually, if the energy, depending on how their energy is out of balance, it may flow up, it may flow down, they may have streamers running into the ground, they're just leaking energy, or their energy may be pulling up in weird angles, and it should be going around and should be balanced. And you can, the colors of the energy and biofield, it can be bright if you're vibrant and full of energy, or it can be really dull, indicating that the energy is really weak, and they're having a problem with their energy field.
Yeah, so the body gets tired though when it's like the energy is weak. Is that a typical sign? Sometimes.
Well, it has to do with the energy flow, but like in his aura system, if somebody isn't well, their colors look muddy.
Oh, okay.
Like right out of the get-go, like the red will actually look brown.
Okay.
And you can see in the aura, not so, as much as in the chakras, there's like indentations. Sometimes it looks like there's waffling. Like you can see there's holes.
Oh, okay.
Or the aura energy will move in and out of, or they'll stay out of the optimal energetic state. and it'll just be muddied all the time. I had a woman who, she had some kind of condition. She was going to go to the hospital to have a surgery in a few days, and her root chakra and her sacral both looked, it just like the energy was always like out of the optimal state. It was just always in the wrong state. Like it couldn't get back into the good one.
Okay.
So, I mean, the big thing is just, your energy system is kind of like your energy field, which connects you to the world. And some believe that you can pick up things in your energy field, and if you don't get rid of it, it can manifest in you physically.
Yeah.
Because remember, if you're not feeling well, something in your body physically, it can show up in your aura field, and a psychic can see it going, "What's up with that? You get some energy with it. It doesn't look like you're doing very well." Mm-hmm. They can see that. So by the same token, what goes out can come in.
Yeah.
So your energy field is also a conductor of that.
Yeah, it's a two-way street.
It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
It allows you to communicate with the world. It allows you to also know what's going on, and it also allows you to perceive.
Is that like the woman with the little girl? Because he also teaches people in his sessions as well.
Oh, okay.
It's during the session, yeah. Like the woman noticed that every time that she talked, like she was having a session, and her 6-year-old would interrupt her, and every time she interrupted her, she'd say, "No, wait." Her energy would drop. Her energy would go down. It would keep going down every time she did. Then it would go back up when she focused again. And she noticed that when she was talking to her daughter that way, her energy was diving.
Yeah.
And she began to realize that what I'm saying to my daughter is affecting my energy.
Yeah.
And then that made her also realize that's affecting, what's going on.
So physically seeing that, those changes will help her understand better, like what was really happening. Okay.
So it made her change her whole idea of how she was doing that. One of her friends, who's also a channel and a psychic, was using it. She was thinking about her ex-husband and where she was going to live. And whenever she thought about him or thought about moving to a certain place, she noticed her energy went down. Then she thought about moving to another place, her energy like stayed or went higher. She's like, okay, I shouldn't move there, and I gotta stop thinking about him.
Yeah, that's an obvious indication, yes.
But it's an immediate response,
Yeah, so
which
you see
is
it right that
like
second,
really great. And Bob did an amazing job. You should tell her about how you use the equipment when we were doing spoon bending class.
Oh yeah, the nice thing about the biofield is it allows you to also capture live. So you can actually record a video and have it convert it into that colored state while it's going on. So then you can replay the video actually in that field state with a filter. And when we started out in the beginning, you could see the energy of the room, see the energy of the two instructors. And as they got into like the third or fourth spoon bending practice, when we were looking at the energy of them, you could actually see their third eye and their foreheads now were really fully deformed in their foreheads. And the energy of the room had shifted and changed because of everybody's energy in that room, and meditating and moving to bend the spoon was raising the vibration of the room, raising and changing the energy, the state. And that was actually being reflected in the space.
That is incredible. That is really incredible. I mean, it's all like technology, science stuff, though, right? With all that technology that you have.
It's it's what we see. We can look at it, we can show it, and then science may not be able to put a finger on why. So they're still scratching their head.
I think that's coming, though.
I'm not sure. They have a device. I don't know the name of it. I've heard that they can actually detect the frequency of an organ, and they're starting to try and figure out.
Oh, like the hertz and stuff. Okay, I've seen something.
And they're trying
about
to figure
that.
out what is the healthy frequency versus the non-healthy frequency.
Yeah.
So they're actually getting into that whole concept of frequency and vibration.
Yeah, I can't think of the name either, but I heard something about that. But when I was reading, it was relation to hertz. But it's the same thing as the different frequencies.
Yep, it's all about vibration. It's all about the frequency. That is the key.
And he has the attachment. So again, if people don't understand, we can image the energy coming off of like somebody that's doing massage or Reiki. We could put the attachments on them, and we can show them what that energy is like going on to coming off of one person. Well, that's your wheelhouse.
There's an attachment, so you can actually connect the person who's doing like a Reiki session to another person.
Yeah.
So you can connect their hand to the sensor, and then you have the other person with their hand on the other sensor. And so while they're giving energy and they're receiving energy, it's able to show you both. So then you can see how their energy is moving through one of the chakras, that they're transmitting energy to them, and you can see how their chakra energies, their aura fields shifting as they're doing this.
Have you ever considered doing scientific studies though with people, with scientists?
I haven't really stopped to think about it, no.
Yeah.
But that
Because
would be
that's how
interesting.
science is kind of catching up to what we already know.
Right.
You
Yep,
know? Yeah.
they're getting there every day.
Yeah,
slowly,
they are. Yeah.
very slowly.
But he has done stuff with, what is it, the biogeometry? So he has worked with some people with that.
What's biogeometry?
Biogeometry, that really comes way back from the Egyptians,
Okay.
and it's all about different symbols, which
Okay.
they found that different symbols actually can help with healing you.
Okay.
A different symbol, basically, you know, there's symbols that can help with the kidneys, with your heart, with how you feel. There's all these different symbols.
So it's kind of like sacred geometry, but more specific?
Not really sacred geometry.
Okay.
There's like many, many symbols, and they haven't actually even categorized them all.
Okay.
I can't remember the guy who did it from Egypt.
Abraham?
Yeah.
Forget
Ibrahim.
what Abraham, I can't think of.
And
Yeah,
he,
it's
he basically created an institute, and then a few people from the U.S. actually graduated, actually came here, and they do the work. But what's interesting is that the symbols actually can give you energy to help heal that different thing. Depending on the symbol, that energy is what organ that's in, or what thing it's in alignment with energetically to
Yeah.
realign. And it's all about, what's really cool is it's all about the symbol. The symbol actually is what moves the energy to make it into that field, that frequency that actually does the work. So the symbol is sort of like the conduit, the shaper.
And he's imaged it.
I've actually done an image of that with Biofield, and the people that make the software were like, I've never seen a pendant with those symbols make someone's energetic field shift instantly. They totally changed the person's field.
You know, I find it so interesting that we used to do all this though, like thousands of years ago, and we're just starting to get back to it now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
just,
there's a lot of things we
lost along the way.
We're cavemen. We look
Yeah.
at we look at the world through our physical plane, and right now science is just starting to learn all these other things we can do with materials that we never had a clue to.
Yeah.
We're finding we can do so much more with them than what we ever thought. You know, we're just looking at it as the basic caveman. We're now starting to peer past that.
Yeah.
And see the greater aspects of the greater things we can do with it. We had no clue, and that goes in the material sciences, the material, and also in the energy. And they're starting to see that link. They're starting to see. They've actually watched atoms interact at an atomic level freely
Okay.
in space, and they've actually captured atoms that have actually done what is it when they connect, they commingle. They've actually captured
Okay.
how that, the quantum entanglement. So like, there's a lot of stuff we're starting to just
Yeah.
cross the boundary on. We're just like like sixth graders now, just starting to head into the stuff.
Yeah.
It's really very wild. The field is wide open.
But he does a great job at really explaining basics to people and how to use their energy and their thoughts and their words
Yeah.
to make their life better.
Okay.
I moved
Yeah.
that into. I also do.
Yeah, words are powerful.
Energetic
They're very-
protection.
Yep.
And trying to teach them how to use their energy. How do you protect it? And the different kinds of shielding. I've studied from everybody from Japanese temple to a lot of other disciplines like the Golden Dawn. I've studied some of theirs and others, and I've taken a lot of what everybody's taught me, and I've put together the puzzle, how you go about putting together energetic protection, based on like learning from what everybody does, because everybody has all these other pieces and parts, and you start taking all the parts, they're going like, oh, it fits together like that, and this then creates that, and that creates that chain, and then you have this great flow of protection. And many of the people that teach only teach you some of the parts that
Yeah.
they've collected. I've been like, for the last 10 years, I've been collecting from everybody.
Yeah.
Trying to look at, well, how does it work? What are they doing? Why are they doing that? What's going on? And how do we create the best energetic field? And why does your field break down if you create a personal shield? Why does it break down?
Yeah.
And I finally figured that out. It's actually because of how you think. You can break the field.
And it's just it's a moment of thought that can change the whole thing, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is. We're not taught to be very mindful of how we think. It takes a lot more focus, and we're not.